Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is a join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that.
Well, constitutional lawyer John Sangwa has sued the president. So according to that headline in the Daily Nation, Sangwa sues Hakainde, Hichilema and Speaker Muti. So the constitutional lawyer has decided to sue the president. I don't know if the president is able to appear in court considering he has immunity. And he also, as well as the Attorney General and the Registrar of Societies for continued failure. So that's the lawsuit that is coming from Sangwa there. And any mental differ with deputy over who the odd MPs are still standing in the UPND. I'll give you details as the news goes by. And then Sangwa goes further, says Sangwa urges Hakainde Hichilema to withdraw SI on judges' salaries. Constitutional lawyer John Sangwa has written to President Hakainde Hichilema demanding the withdrawal of statutory instrument number 24 of 2025. He insists that statutory instrument number 24 of 2025, which prescribes the salaries and housing allowances for judges, undermines the judicial independence and is therefore unconstitutional. Sangwa has also written to Chief Justice there. So Sangwa is very busy. He's sued the president, he's sued the Speaker of the National Assembly and also the Registrar of Societies, including the Attorney General. And furthermore, he has also written to the president with regard to that SI, statutory instrument. So that's what's going on with regard to that. And then obviously, Emmanuel Wamba reflects on, say, Kalaki knew that Hakainde Hichilema would make a bad leader. When Hakainde Hichilema lost in 2016 elections, Kalaki's corner mourned the loss. It is a great pity. We shall never know how Hakainde Hichilema would have been. 10 years later, Kalaki's words have come to life. So referring to that meme, it used to appear, I think, in the Post newspaper, this particular Kalaki's articles. The fights within the Patriotic Front continue. So it says Lubinda and Nakachinda failed to lead Patriotic Front KBF. So Zambia Must Prosper leader Kelvin Fuwebwalia, KBF, says Patriotic Front acting President Given Lubinda and Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda failed to run the party and are looking for someone else to blame for their mess. While it says former President Lungu was forced into active politics by the duo. So according to KBF, he says it's Given Lubinda and Raphael Nakachinda that forced the late President Edgar Chagwa Lungu to get back into active politics. And now that is dead and gone, they are even failing to run the Patriotic Front, and now they are blaming everyone around them. As you know, there's been fights within the Tonsai Alliance, and that's where KBF is part of. So he says, no, stop the blame games, it's you two that have failed. And then Nakachinda had this to say, it will be very insensitive to pick a leader before Edgar Chagwa Lungu is buried, Nakachinda. So Patriotic Front faction, Secretary General Nakachinda says it would be very insensitive for the party to hold the convention before the burial of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Speaking on Diamond TV on Wednesday, Nakachinda said, while the party desired to hold the conference as soon as possible, they did not want to be insensitive to hold it now that the burial hasn't taken place. And looking at the battles that are going on in South Africa with regard to the body of the late president, it doesn't look like he's going to be buried anytime soon. So what happens in that case? Because we're already in election season. The general elections are just a couple of months away as we head into 2026. So I don't know what strategy they're using there. And then obviously, the UPND had this to say towards the Patriotic Front. So Patriotic Front PF lacks leadership at presidential level. Mwariteta. So United Party for National Development, UPND, Lusaka Province Chairperson, Obvious Mwariteta says there is no there are no leaders in the Patriotic Front PF who can run for president, arguing that the only leaders in the party are at councillor and mayoral and MP levels. Mwariteta, however, says the Patriotic Front should not give up now because the UPND needs opposition. So he says there is no opposition pretty much at this point. PF has no presidential candidate worth a salt to run with the UPND. And then Tonsai Alliance acting chairperson, given in congratulating Tonsai Alliance, Mpulungu District Chairperson Georgia for scooping the Chirubi ward by-elections in Mpulungu. So the PF won a by-election in the recently held by-elections. The UPND also had this to say with regard to the recently held by-elections. UPND has grabbed more seats in Northern Province since 2021. Here are the facts. Congratulations to Nsama Loposeshi and Mpulungu people for giving the UPND more votes. Clearly, the UPND has won 14 by-elections and lost 3 by-elections in Northern Province out of the 17 by-elections since 2021. This is a huge step into Northern Province. All these were PF Patriotic Front seats. We have not lost any UPND seats since 2021. We congratulate all the winners and promise more seats ahead of 2026. So each side is celebrating the recent by-elections. But one for the books is Hari Kalava. As you may be aware, Hari Kalava has been participating in most of these by-elections and his performance has been below par. But finally, it seems like his efforts has yielded some results. So these were images that he had shared as he had gone on the ground to campaign. It says, we have arrived safely in Mbara from Mpulungu. He was traversing the entire Northern Province. It seems like Northern Province had a number of by-elections. And it's in one of those that he finally yielded results. So immediately he put up this post. That's Hari Kalava. He says, congratulations to the Citizen First for scooping Mufiri ward in Lupososhi. Langa, so celebrating that they finally have a councillor in the Citizen First Party. And then as of this morning, he's very happy. I mean, you have to give it to him. He says, we are happy to welcome, this is still Hari Kalava, we are happy to welcome into the Citizen First Chirufya Sata, the grandson to our late President Michael Chirufya Sata. Blessed means, so it seems like Michael Sata's grandson has joined Citizen First political party ahead of the 2026 as Kalava celebrates having a councillor, first councillor in his political party there. And then within the UPND, there's been this conversation that you saw in the headline where the Deputy Secretary General was referring to this, what I had to say, according to Emmanuel Mwamba, the post up the article. Jack Mwimbu, the longest serving member of Parliament MP, says he is not going anywhere. So Deputy Secretary General of the United Party for National Development, UPND, Gertrude Imenda, has called on senior members of Parliament MPs such as Gary Nkombo, Omazabuka, Sylvia Masebo Chongwe, and Jack Mwimbu Monze, and Elijah Mchima Ikelengi to end their careers and retire to leave and pave way for the young people. Leave the stage while people are clapping, she urged the senior members. So Jack Mwimbu is the longest serving member of Parliament, and the Deputy Secretary General of the UPND is saying, "Hey guys, you've had your run. Leave the stage for the young ones." And then the boss, the Secretary General, responded to that. It seems like there are some miscommunications within the UPND itself. So UPND denies urging long-serving members of Parliament to step aside. So that's according to now the Secretary General. The one that I said they should step aside was the deputy. So the United Party for National Development, UPND, has dismissed media reports suggesting that the party has asked veteran members of Parliament to make way for young aspirants ahead of the 2026 general elections. This morning, the party's Deputy Secretary General Gertrude Imenda was quoted in a story telling long-serving members of Parliament to consider leaving the stage while it was still, while the people are still appreciated what they have done, to give young aspirants and candidates a chance. UPND Secretary General Tuke Imenda has responded saying that Imenda's words, so the deputy, Imenda's words do not represent the party's official position. The Secretary General clarified that the adoption of parliamentary candidates was not the mandate of the party's secretariat, but a collective process that involves consultation across all party structures from ward to constituency, district, provincial, and finally at national management committee level. So those disagreements between the Secretary General and the Deputy Secretary General within the UPND. And what they're referring to the statement, not Gary Combo, Jack Mwimbo, I think, must have responded. Stand by, let me see. I've seen a video circulating. So that was Jack Mwimbu's response. Also, is not going anywhere with regard to him being the longest serving member of parliament. He still has interest to run in 2026. And then my suspension from Parliament unfair, Kapianga. So Speaker Member of Parliament, Francis Kapianga, says his suspension from Parliament is unfair and was unexpected. Kapianga has been suspended after making remarks suggesting that the Speaker of the National Assembly should consider contesting as a Member of Parliament if she wants to debate issues on the floor of the House. Meanwhile, Shuangandu, Member of Parliament, also reiterated the same point. If the Speaker wants to debate on the floor of the House, later become a Member of Parliament, because she's simply supposed to coordinate the process. On the other hand, Chief Etayari says, my wife has just lost her mother in Ethiopia. Kindly be with us, especially my wife, in your prayers. Those near my mom, please inform her from me. There is no network at the farm. So Chief Etayari has lost his mother-in-law in Ethiopia. So he's asking people to chip in and stand with his wife. And then the Master newspaper carries the headline saying, probe nepotism, tribalism. Hakainde must appoint a commission of inquiry with regard to those statements. Mostly it's coming from the Ratsa audio of the CEO that has been circulating recently. And Chief Etayari responded, when my fellow Bemba and some Easterners left me stranded in a foreign land, it was a Tonga and a Lozi who came to my aid. So how can I accuse Tongas and Lozis of tribalism? That's Chief Etayari's retaliation to that point. And Shen is Tonse's problem causer, Sinkamba. The Tonse Alliance infighting continues. That's in the Daily Liberation. While it's in the Daily Mail, DPP challenges Luwinda's acquittal. Case involves 4 counts of possession of property suspected to proceed of crime involving $280,000. So DPP has challenged Luwinda's acquittal there. Let's wait and see how that plays out. And then in the news diggers, numbers do not lie, says Hakainde Hichilema as he brags about CDF and economic growth. That's in another headline. State appeals Luwinda's acquittal, obviously the same headline that was earlier carried. And that's the news, ladies and gentlemen.